A year of empty threats and a smokescreen policy. How the State Department let Israel get away with horrors in Gaza. Since October 7, 2023, President Biden has issued multiple threats to Israel, but they were ignored. US officials tried to enforce consequences, but they couldn't. The State Department disregarded its own experts and cracked down on leaks. Some human rights officials were prevented from pursuing evidence of Israeli abuses. Experts say Biden's failure to follow through led to impunity for widespread human rights abuses. In early November, senior US human rights diplomats made a final plea to the State Department. They urged the administration to keep its word and hold Israel accountable. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had issued an ultimatum to Israel to allow more aid into Gaza. Israel had 30 days to comply, but the IDF tightened its grip instead. Humanitarian groups found that the crisis in Gaza worsened significantly. US officials at the November meeting felt America's international credibility was damaged. Despite the pleas, the decision was made to continue sending bombs to Israel. Attendees were deflated, questioning the rationale behind the decision. When the 30-day deadline passed, Blinken claimed Israel had begun implementing steps. However, a UN committee and Amnesty International accused Israel of genocide. The International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Israeli leaders. Biden's administration had issued multiple threats to Israel since October 7, 2023. Government officials worry Biden's empty threats gave Israel a sense of impunity. Trump threatened that all hell will break out if Hamas did not release hostages. On Wednesday, Israel and Hamas reached a ceasefire deal. The first hostages have been exchanged on Sunday, coinciding with Biden's departure from the White House. Experts suggest the deal could have been reached earlier if Biden had followed through. Netanyahu concluded that Biden wouldn't make him pay a price. Red lines have long been a foreign policy tool for powerful nations. The failure to enforce these lines has had consequences. Biden's support for Israel undermines America's influence in the Middle East. The State Department repeatedly disregarded its own experts. Some diplomats felt marginalized by Biden's National Security Council. Reports documented physical and sexual abuse in Israeli prisons. Israel's defenders argue American arms help Israel protect itself. Protests erupted outside American embassies in Muslim-majority countries. Intelligence officials warn that terrorist groups are recruiting on anti-American sentiment. The repercussions for the United States and the region will play out for years. Keep informed with Takeoff Network.